Carol, I believe I saw in your email this has been 30 years coming, so 3 decades worth of you fighting for legislation to protect big cats. Give me your initial reaction to the bill passing the Senate. Now it's heading to the president's desk.
We are absolutely thrilled that this is the culmination of so many years of effort of all of these animal groups working together to end the abuse of these big cats, which will ultimately help save them in the wild. This morning when I got up, I thought this is a bonus day. And what I mean by that is I only had to live long enough for this to pass Congress, and every day I get past that is a bonus.
All right, very good. Well, let's talk about some of the things this bill does for big cats when it comes to petting cubs, when it comes to taking photos. What are some action items that this bill accomplishes?
The initial thing that it will do is it will protect so many of these cubs from being bred to be used as photo props, ego props, for only a few months of their lives. And once they get to be about 3 or 4 months old, they can take a finger off a child. And so they become a huge liability. And that's when they are dumped into private ownership as pets, inappropriate pets. And so it's going to stop that cycle of abuse. But ultimately, what I believe it will do is help us save big cats in the wild, because it's all of this previously legal smokescreen that is hiding the illegal activities of poaching and giving us no credibility on the world stage to be able to protect these big cats.
So, what are maybe some action items that zoos can do? Legitimate organizations that want to protect these animals. Howard, I don't know if you want to get in here and say anything, but we've got some local zoos in our area. Is there any action items that they can do to give a home to pets and big cats that used to be in captivity?
Well, you have basically two classifications that fall under zoo. You have the large AZA zoos that are typically well run and are doing some level of conservation work as part of their missions. And then you have the roadside zoos like the Joe Exotics, it used to be, that are simply, benefiting themselves financially and egotistically from the animals, and they aren't going to do anything. But at least the bill stops them from doing the cub petting operations.
For these big cats and these cubs that are currently in these situations, what happens to them? Are there going to be steps put in place where they will be able to go to a healthy and safe home?
Well, what typically happens now is they end up becoming the responsibility of sanctuaries if they survive, or they end up in backyards. And the bill stops them ending up in backyards because the bill prohibits, it grandfathers in the existing unlicensed owners who just have cats in their backyards, but they are not allowed under the new law to either acquire or breed anymore. So the cub petting operators can no longer do these sales or gifts that then they take cash for to these private owners. So, basically it's going to shut down that part of the industry. And, it's not going to shut down any zoo. They can still, zoos, 99% of zoos operate fine without doing cub petting. If you just run a good zoo, you can have a viable organization without it. So it doesn't shut down any of them. It just stops that activity as part of what they do.
Well, is there anything I missed about the bill you all would like to comment on? I think we've covered a lot.
I think the next step is going to be the enforcement part of this. And it will probably be up to the community to report to U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service if they know of neighbors who have these cats. They're supposed to register them one time so that U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service knows whether or not they're buying or breeding more. And that way they can actually enforce this very important measure. That will give first responders the ability when they're dealing with fires or tornadoes or hurricanes to even know that these animals are in their area. Right now, they don't know until some big cat's running loose.
Well, and the last thing I would say is, first of all, to thank Illinois' own Mike Quigley, who was the tireless lead sponsor in the House, and his staff for getting this done, and also recognize that a huge role here was played by first responders, including the National Sheriff's Association, the Fraternal Order of Police, and various animal control associations in garnering support for the bill, because a big part of what the bill does is means these people now don't end up going to respond to a call about a fire or some other issue and find that there's a tiger in the house or a tiger in the backyard. They will now know where these animals are to be able to not be subjected to that.